Hello everyone, The Nerdy Steve here, and today I'll be featuring Jim Davis's standard Esper mid-range deck that is currently being used in the Magic the Gathering World Championship. I'm going to talk a little bit about the deck, and then we'll play a couple of games with it. So, let's go. Now, Esper has been a very large part, or is a large part, of the World Championship standard metagame right now. And I was looking through all the different lists, and I really liked Jim's list, but there were a couple cards in it that I want to talk about that I haven't really used or seen in a lot of these Esper mid-range decks. And I've talked about it on this channel. While Esper mid-range is a very popular deck right now, there are tons of different card choices that you can make in this standard that can really give you an edge or be a little surprising or do something new and unique. And this Esper deck has Owl, the Dawn Sky, in it, and we played a lot of different decks with Owl, which is a 5/4 flying vigilance dragon that when it dies, you can either put counters on everything else you control, or look at the top 7 cards and put one of those permanents onto the battlefield. And this is something I don't think I've really seen much of in the Raffine Esper midrange decks. And what if you can get Owl on the battlefield, if this card ever dies, you can then find a Wandering Emperor or a Raffine or a Sheoldred. You can find so many cool things with Owl that it turns into a really amazingly cool threat. And so this is kind of a really cool top end addition to this deck. But the most surprising card to me is Ludevic Necrogenius, which is a 2/3 creature that when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you mill a card. And I first want to point out what that means here in this deck is we have Dennick, Pious, Apprentice, and Tenacious Underdog that both can be cast from your graveyard. So the Ludevic having the self mill can sometimes be the equivalent of drawing you a card if it mills one of a Dennick or Tenacious Underdog. So that is something to keep in mind and a really cool thing, in addition to its really big 2/3 body. But additionally, it has an activated ability that's X blue black, and you exile X creature cards from your graveyard and you transform Ludevic. And when you transform Ludevic, it becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with it, except its name is Ulog and it's a 4/4, and it comes into play with a bunch of counters, right? And so you can turn Ludevic into another creature, and it can become an owl or Sheoldred or something else cool. And it's just like a really weird and unique card and ability. And it gives you something to do late game with a lot of your mana. And with Raffine conniving, you're going to have cool and good cards in your graveyard. So it's just I'm really looking forward to see how Ludevic plays out here because I've never played with this card before, and I know Jim tested a lot, and so it must be good. So let's just go jump into it and play some games. All right, we love to play, so we will play, and we have a bunch. We can cast all of our 2 drops with our mana, which is really nice. And I'm gonna Ludevic on turn 2 because I'm excited to play with them and see how it goes. And we're just waiting. All right. I'm very excited to try out Ludevic. Now, maybe we also shouldn't have kept this hand just because we need a 3rd land, really, to start doing anything, but who's really keeping track? So, Ulog is, as this creature transforms into Ulog, Ludevic's Hubris, it becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with it. Except it's Ulog, it's a 4/4, and it's legendary blue-black zombie. And then you put a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the number of creature cards exiled. So we can have, like, theoretically another really big Sheoldred. I think is kind of the point. Because the copy is a different name, we could have a Sheoldred on the battlefield, and Ludevic can become a Sheoldred. I think that might be the part of the appeal to it. Oh, and we milled a Dennick. And we're going to cast that. And that's what I meant, where the Ludevic can kind of be the equivalent of draw a card sometimes. Uh-oh, our opponent now is also drawing a lot of cards. Which we don't love. Oh, whenever... What is this? Whenever... I can't even read it. This art makes it... Whenever one or more creature cards are put into graveyard. So Dennick works with the Ludevic mill. I would not have thought of that. Okay. So right now we're not going for any type of removal. We're just kind of going to be trying to be very aggro and hoping we can kill our opponent that way, I think. Or not very aggro, but aggressive enough. We will then kill our opponent. We gave that first strike, so killed one welcoming vampire, and our Dennick lives, which is kind of really good. Only kind of really good. Silverback Elder. Does this have reach? No. What I'm going to do is just attack. Probably should have put a counter on Dennick, honestly. Hmm. I'm gonna draw a card. Alright, we got a land. Oh, I already played. Never mind. We're fine. We're fine. Ooh. So, Sarah Paragon. Interesting. Let's go for Sarah Paragon.
Keep watch for intruders.
Our opponent needs another land to cast it, right? Cool Johnny, Sleeper of Agent, but I don't think we particularly care. That will gain lifelink. Which is a little scary, and maybe I should have thought of that beforehand. Oh, our opponent didn't attack, though? Okay.
our enemies.
Opponent's at 2. I think we can say go. We'll see what happens. Ooh, a Brutal Cathar. That's fine. Opponent's at so much, gaining so much life. And oh, and also now I got why our opponent didn't want to attack with that, because if our opponent attacks and we just chump block, right, we get to exile it. And I think our opponent probably doesn't want that to happen.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
That was good for us.
This is what you get.
We'll put a counter on Dennick.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Opponent goes to 4. We could Underdog. If we blitz out the Underdog, we'll draw a card and also get a clue token when it dies, but we have a lot of stuff to do with our mana right now. Our opponent gains some life there. Nice. I do think we're in a very, very good spot, though. Make disappear. Nice. And then we will Void Rend to kill the Sarah Paragon, which will give us another clue. Our opponent's giving it indestructible. That's fine.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Hmm. Let's do nothing yet. Oh, but oh wow, I didn't even think of. This is rough. Maybe we should be a little more aggressive. I don't know, actually. Hopefully this make disappear can do some work. But our opponent getting another selfless samurai to protect the Sarah Paragon again is a little bad. Gain 4 life. Let's... I want to draw a card here. Oh, wow, everyone. What a game. Also, the very unfortunate thing about Silverback Elder being able to kill our... wedding announcement isn't great. And now the Moonrage Brute will flip. Oh, I think we just made a ton of errors, everyone. All in the same turn? Oh, no.
I'll be back.
Hmm. Oh. Our opponent could have sacked it to prevent it, but now this won't get exiled, and now I think we potentially might win. I guess... we do win? Maybe? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe our opponent didn't realize that it wouldn't get exiled. But regardless... Whew. I'm actually a little afraid of our opponent's Silverback Elders really doing work against our wedding announcement. So I'm going to get rid of wedding announcement. And then I think we can add in Security Warden, maybe a Farewell, a Hearse, and let's add a Depopulate, just in case things get a little out of hand. Right? That seems like a little, and maybe I could think about it, but I'm also not entirely sure what our opponent is doing. I think those are overall... Well, we have to mulligan this hand. We cannot keep a one-lander. And sadly, this hand isn't particularly wonderful, but I will keep any hand, or I'm okay with being able to keep up Make Disappear on turn 2 to counter anything really problematic that we have to deal with. And then we can line up with Ow at the end on turn 5. And so we can cast anything we want. And this is actually really fine. Sheoldred into Ow. Ooh, I don't know what our opponent has here, but... maybe Destroy Evil? No. Oh, Oh, that's so nice. Extraction specialist into... No, because we don't want our opponent to double block. And then it just turns on the Beast Caller, I think. But maybe it's better to get rid of a Beast Caller while we can. Uh-oh. Augur of Autumn. Oh, no. Our opponent can start casting stuff off the top. This isn't particularly wonderful for us, everyone. Thankfully, it seems like our opponent's on a very quick clock. Oh, but playing... There goes the one land. And so if our opponent can start gaining life before Sheoldred and Ow can do their own thing... Ouch. Okay. So... Exile... So if we... I don't know if this how it works, everyone. So I might be wrong, but I think I could block here. Wait, we probably should have cycled first. I think we can block here. Choose to put 2 counters on Ludevic. We can then transform Ludevic into Ow. Yeah, attack for 7 in the air. And then our opponent dies to Sheoldred. There we go. GG. Well, everyone, thank you for watching me play one match with Jim Davis's Esper Midrange and Standard. Obviously, I expected this deck to be good, and it was great. And I will say, I was very, very shocked with Ludevic. That was some really cool stuff going on in that last game. And Ludevic really adds an interesting type of dynamic to this deck that will be fun to play around with, and definitely adds another layer of decision making that I kind of really appreciate. So I'm going to definitely fool around with stuff like this. So that's what I learned from doing this one match. So I hope you learned, and maybe you can look at Ludevic in another positive light down the line. But again, it was a short video, but you can also go watch the World Championship. Go do that, because I know I will. But again, thank you all for being here. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, so you can get notified for more videos like this, right? You can also watch me stream live at twitch.tv/EternitySteve. I also do coaching, and I have a pretty active Discord, and all those links are down below. Again, you are wonderful, and I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Bye.